I've always thought the least fun part of teaching is grading, and I kind of feel the same way about the topic of assessment for Teachers Institute programs. And the other breakout sessions sounded so interesting this morning that I thought of not going to mine. But I did, and I was glad I did, because we had a really excellent discussion that mixed contributions from school officials, from directors, from teachers, and I benefited from it a great deal. I began by summarizing, since many people were new, the kinds of assessments that we've done in the past, the annual surveys that every seminar participant completes, the way we've used those to compare the Institute experiences to what the secondary literature tells us about the measures of teacher quality, the way that we have compared the Institute program to what the literature tells us are the most successful features of strong professional development programs. Our study of retention here in New Haven and the association of seminar participation with higher teacher retention, and mentioned Ellen Kisker's very valuable model of change that has helped us conceive of the ways of the multiple outcomes, the multiple ways that Teachers Institutes make contributions, and our efforts to assess all those dimensions, impacts on students, teachers, faculty, institutions of higher education, and school districts. And I also mentioned our current efforts to assess curriculum units, to extend retention studies, and more. We went on to discuss a range of further assessments that we would like to do, that teachers and school officials and institute leaders all found valuable. They include trying to work to more cooperatively nationally so that we can pool our assessments on topics like retention, curriculum unit quality, curriculum unit use. We also had suggestions that maybe we can involve teachers more directly in the overall assessment of our institute's impact if we encourage teachers to include, when they're writing curriculum units, particular kinds of assessments of student outcomes when they teach the unit that might be structured so that we could aggregate evidence of the impacts of teaching teacher units on students across the different institutes over time. It is, of course, integral to the Teachers Institute approach that every teacher can choose how she or he wants to structure their units, so we aren't going to mandate any specific forms of assessment, but involving at least a sharing of ideas of assessments that teachers might build into their units that could feed into our measures of the overall impact of Teachers Institute seminars on students seems like an idea worth exploring. And there were, in fact, more ideas that came up that were worth exploring than I can recite here. And this comes from a guy who doesn't actually love thinking about assessment that much, but I was able to think about it with a great group, and so thanks to them for that.